Hey guys, it's Sensibility here. So I am going to show you how to refill these particular bottles right here. These are the Irene, I think, Lauder bottles. There's going to be two different ways that I do it. The first one is just going to be because this is the right type of bottle that I can do this on. So I have my bottle here of the Byredo. I have already done one, which I used the Lilac Path and cleaned it out, washed it out, and put inside of it the Byredo Rose Noir. So that is it, completely nice and full. It's almost to the tip top. Remember, this one came out of a 2-ounce bottle, which was this bottle right here. I definitely wanted to get this in glass because it's in plastic. Glass is just better for your perfumes. So, I was messing around with these to see how I could fill these because I've seen a couple ways how it was done. And I first started off by extracting what was left of the Lilac Path, which I have this little bottle right here. There was probably, I don't know if you can see in there, probably about 3 mLs of the Lilac Path left. It's perfume. Why waste it? So, I did that, which that was very, very easy, guys, to do as far as extracting goes. The hard is getting it to go inside of the bottle. So I was tinkering around with it, and I really could not get the, not with the type of needles, the gauges that I have. I have, I think, 14 and 16 gauge, and I ordered, I think, 18 or 20 gauge, so which means it's going to be a smaller needle. But I was like, oh my gosh, you know, after decanting so many bottles, I was like, scared of how do I do this without putting any marks on the collar part right here, which I did pretty good on it. I used actually a different plier. I used these ones, but as you can see, they do have some kind of ridging here. So either you need to get some that are very, very smooth, or you need to put something around the collar, because I will be reusing these and refilling these in the future. I really don't want to beat up the collar too much. So, I'm going to show you how to do that first. So, I was like, okay, I'm going to take the collar off of it, and I'm going to see if it's a crimp style or it's the plastic style. And it's really hard, even if you look in there, that's not going to guarantee that it is the crimp style. You really have to take the sleeve off to determine it. And it's on there pretty tight. You can feel it. Like, it's really hard. So what I did is, let me try to put this in the picture where you guys can see this. I put a tissue over it to kind of protect it a little bit. Then I got my pliers out. It will rip the tissue, but it's okay. Now it should be kind of loose. Oh, I didn't grab it. Okay, so let's try it again. This does take a few minutes to do, but it's going to be worth it. It's really hard to tell what manufacturer cap they use as far as the perfume closure goes. So, and what I'm trying to do is prevent any marking on the bottle. You will know you got it when it starts to spin. And this one's being a little bit of a pain, but that's okay. Don't try and do it too thick neither. Maybe that's my issue, is the tissue is too thick for it to grab onto. I don't want to put a mark on the cap. I'm trying to avoid that. I feel like maybe it might be spinning. It's definitely raising up. And, oh, it's already doing it. This is what I was so excited about. Do you guys see the little thing right there? That means they sealed this with a plastic cap, which means that these are refillable. Watch. There's that. So the sleeve is off. these are the type that you want for your perfume bottles, because these can be snapped right back on there and you can refill very easily. It took a little bit of arm muscle, but not much. The crimping ones, unfortunately, the crimping ones, you need a special tool, and I was looking online, and those tools are like very, very expensive. So it's not going to matter because the sleeve's going to cover it. But there you go. So that essentially goes back on there like that. Cap goes over it, and your perfume is locked in there. I'll show you here. Like it's on there tight. Sprayer works fine. Now my phone's going to smell like Rose Noir. Love her caps on her bottle. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to go ahead and rinse this bottle out. This one was the Tanger Vanilla. And I'm actually, ew, that smells kind of funky. I don't think I would have wore that one. Yeah. But I'm going to fill it up with the Byredo. So I'm going to put you guys on pause and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, kind of funny. Looked like a quick second. But this is it rinsed out. I will try and go online and see if I can find ones like these. Just personally for myself too, but for my viewers, because there may be perfume bottles, like I know Chanel, the Chanels that I had, they the one that I did, the Coco Noir, had the crimping. So I'm going to see if I can find this style of perfume closure. I can't really think of, I don't really honestly know what they call these. It is a closure of some sort. I spent God knows how long last night trying to find these, and it just would not come up. I did find a website that sells these, but it looks like they're the crimp ones. But I'm going to try and hunt these down. That way I can let you guys know where you can get these at. That way maybe you have a bottle that has the crimp style. You could order some of these, and it should go on there just fine. So I do know that the hole, depending on the hole, the diameter of the hole will determine what size you use of this. But yes. So with that said, I got very, very lucky with these bottles. And like I said, I'm super, super happy now, because this means that I can refill these without having to use a needle. But I may still have to use that method with the Nasamato perfume bottle. But for this one, we're just going to go ahead and take our little thing off here, which means that I will officially have a new brown bottle. Look, you can see how thick these tubes are compared to this little bitty tube. Now you see why they spray so much better than these ones. They are very, very tiny. The perfume bottle is. So, but I'm going to try and keep the ones that I've created in these kind of bottles and the ones that I decant in these kind of bottles. That way I know. So I'm going to slowly, actually, let me get my pump thing out. This is kind of like the syringes I told you guys that I'd be ordering. Really, it's a needle that goes, like here's an example of one. But the gauge itself is way too big. Surprisingly enough, perfume things are very, very tiny. But it would go on like this, and then you would stick it in that tube part right there. But like I said, this one's too big. But we're going to go ahead, and I might as well do this, and extract the bibliothèque. And we're going to put it in this next one. I just haven't had any luck as far as pouring from one bottle into another, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. Anytime you go to do this, you should definitely rinse out the syringe and the needle. That way that fragrance doesn't get into whatever fragrance you do next. So, but as you can see, let me back it up a little bit. You can see it's getting fuller. I mean, obviously. Okay, now we have reached a point with the needle. I'm going to have to turn it kind of sideways to extract more of it out of it. And honestly, I don't know if it's going to be able to hold all of this, because I think this one has a little more. It was a little bit more fuller than the Rose Noir one. But this one is like my favorite. I like this one. Like I said, I got these bottles off of eBay. I got 4 of them for $18.99. You can always just wiggle your cap up a little bit and you can check and see. If you do not see the little plastic peek out soon, you probably have a metal crimped, and you can just push it back down on there. And I wouldn't even recommend that bottle, because once you crimp it, you're not going to be able to get it back on there. And I don't want to see someone not be able to use their pretty perfume bottle. But like I said, if I am able to find a website that sells these particular kind versus the crimp kind, I will let you guys know. That way you could just go ahead and order that style, because it makes it a lot easier to. This one's going to be pretty full. Ooh, it did take it. It's pretty full. Okay, so that is all of the Byredo. It really, really filled that up. Like I said, these are 2-ounce bottles, so I had to use them for a little bit. But okay, this is how you put it back together. You would just stick that in there, press it down on there, get your little crimp, and when you go to take your crimp thing off to prevent a bunch of marks, you know, use a cloth or something, but it doesn't want to be super thick. And just try to protect your cap as much as possible, because that is the part that people see, and it's, you know, it's part of the look. But then you would slide this over like this, so you just put that over there like that. And this sleeve is what holds that plastic down. And you just want to kind of give it a nice twirl to make sure it's on there good. You put your thing back on there. And this might have a couple of the vanilla smell, so I'm just going to kind of spray it in the tissue some. Get it going through the tube. There you go. There is your bibliothèque. And then I will go back here, pull this tape off, get my label that I put on there. This poor label. It looks like crap, but you know what? It's already typed up, so that's why I'm going to use it. It just looks a little more professional than handwriting, so. And then what I will do is I will actually rinse out the brown bottle, and when I get the chance, I'll just decant one of my perfume bottles. If anybody is looking for perfume bottles, and say maybe I find one that you know, has that plastic sleeve in there, but maybe I'm not going to use it myself, I am more than willing to ship it to wherever it needs to go, as long as you are willing to pay for the shipping fees. I will ship it to you. That way you have a bottle that you can use free of charge. Well, yeah, except for shipping, of course. But that will save somebody a little bit of money, because like I said, I like these bottles better, but you may like one of the bottles that I decant, and, you know, if somebody really, really wants it, I don't mind. I'll give it to you. Just, you know, like I said, you pay the shipping. That way it's no loss to me, and you can have it. So then we're going to put this in the middle of our thing here, which is about right here. It'll take me a little bit to go through this, but then I just kind of lift it up, cut maybe about right there, just where it tucks in there really, really good. Here, we can just put that on there. Like I said, if you can't find one, you can always use one of these. I was super, super excited when I pulled this up, and I was like, what is that? Because I've seen them on YouTube where they've been refilling them and they have the plastic cap, but every one that I decanted did not have the plastic cap. And it just so happens that this particular perfume line actually uses those. I don't know if it's cheaper. I imagine it is, because you don't have to use a crimping machine. So wherever she's getting this, her perfumes, you know, warehouse or whatever, where she's having them produced at, yeah, they obviously do not have a crimper machine. But there is the label in the little spot where I took hers off. And that is how, with this particular bottle, or any that has that plastic cap, how you would get the cap off, wash it out, and refill it back up. Pretty cool, guys. Huh? So that is how you do it. So I have the pink and brown bottle that's already used. So the two fragrances that you guys picked for the generic perfumes will have to be the other two colors. But look at them. They're just like cute as can be. Not big, gaudy perfumes. If you do buy more, the larger size from either the Arabian Perfume Oil Shop or the generic perfumes, to make a 3.4 ounce bottle, you would need a minimum of 12 mLs. If not, you will have a very watered down version. So maybe there's a fragrance on there that you know you absolutely love. Yes, then definitely get that size, and you can use one of your bigger bottles. Like I said, this one is a 1.7 ounce because I have so many fragrances. Eventually, sometime in my life, I will have big bottles, especially probably like the Baccarat Rouge 540, because that one smells amazing. I would not mind having it in a large 3.4 ounce bottle, but I did not buy big fragrances for these, so like I said, you will need a tissue, a pair of pliers, some scissors, just in case. Don't really need the syringy thing, but you need some kind of like funnel, or just make sure you have a steady hand. That way you don't spill it, because I hate to see somebody spill their perfume. Some fragrance oil, and just kind of follow my video on how to make a perfume spray, and you will get this. These were actually from my video. Like I said, I transferred them from these bottles. But if you watch the video on how to make a perfume spray, that will show you how to get your perfume consistency where you need it at. And then you can take your perfume, your favorite perfume bottle, and you can refill it as long as it has the plastic undersleeve. Unfortunately, when you pull the cap off here and you look down, they will all be plastic regardless if they're metal or not. If you see metal when you take your sleeve off, it is a crimped style, and you would need to get a crimper, which is about $200, and to me is not worth it. So you wouldn't be able to refill that one. You're better off just kind of putting your sleeve back on it, setting it up, and hopefully I can find a website where you can order the plastic part from, and then be able to make your perfume and refill it that way. But that is all for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me refill these perfume bottles. Like I said, I'm super, super excited that I was able to buy these, and that they had the plastic caps instead of the crimp style, because I can consistently refill these for many, many years and not have a problem, because the sleeve will always push the plastic on there and keep it in place. So, yeah. With that said, that's the end of this video. You guys have an awesome day. Bye, guys.